What's going on, everyone? Tuga here, back again with some more NHL 16 and my Boston Bruins GM mode. And in this episode, we go up until the trade deadline and just hope like hell that this team can continue the current pace they are on. As you can see, we are top of the Atlantic Division. This team has been amazing thus far, and we can only hope that it continues. We're not going to make any major changes yet. In the meantime, I'm a little bit cautious about our current lineup, but I'm going to give it maybe 10 more games, or maybe just until the end of the month. I think we have 5 games until the start of December. But all I know is Brad Marchand and Michael Chaput both have really good chemistry going on. Chaput has 14 points in these games so far, so he's doing extremely well for us. And actually, I didn't mean to back out there. I'm pretty sure we have Rask as our starting goaltender at the moment, and if we do, we'll probably just go with that. Okay, yes, so Tuukka's in, and let's take a quick look at the calendar and just get into this. We have a game against Pittsburgh. We'll sim this one live. A 10-7-2 record for the Penguins. Might be a little bit better by the time we play them, and we lose 6-2. So that is not exactly how we would have liked to have started this sim after such a great run. But regardless, not the best way to start, but let's sim this next game as well. We'll roll with Malcolm Subban, give him the Toronto game, and let's hope we bounce back a little bit stronger. Losing always sucks, and we lose again, this time in a shootout to Toronto, so not exactly the best start either. We'll just sim again, probably go to the end of this month. We lose again in overtime to Pittsburgh. What the hell is going on here, boys? What is happening? Let's put Rask in for this Florida game, and then probably look at making some line changes, as we have 3 losses now to start this sim. Certainly not what I was expecting. You never know. You never know with this sim. It just feels like some days it's going to go your way and some days it's not. We play Florida. We lose 5-2. And yeah, with 4 straight losses, guys, certainly changes are going to have to be made in this lineup. Kind of a kick in the teeth. After taking a look at the stats, for the meantime, I'm just going to make one change. That's bumping Marchand up to the second line. But looking ahead now to the month of December, we have a shitload of games. We have another game right now against Florida that we will just sim. We really need to start turning this around. We do get a 5-2 win against Florida, and we'll just keep rolling with Malcolm Subban. I'm not sure how much of this episode we are going to do live. Kind of depends on our success. We play the Islanders, and it's another 3 straight 5-2 games, and we lose 2 of them. Not too good. We'll give Subban another go. If he loses this one, we'll start rolling with Rask. It's a 2-1 win. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. This team's kind of inconsistent at the moment. We lose to New Jersey. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just keep rolling with Subban. Regardless of how he does, unless Rask has a terrible game against Washington, I probably won't switch him over. And actually, you know what? It's probably a good thing that we ended up on the screen, because you can just see how depleted the draft is already. WHL, there's nobody. There's 40 players in the WHL. You know, OHL has nobody, so it's really hard to find people in the draft already. We'll give Malcolm Subban this next game against the Hurricanes, and it's another loss, and this team is really struggling. I'm not sure what to do at this rate. I'm not really sure what to do other than putting Tuukka Rask back into this lineup. We've now fallen behind Detroit, and we are barely above the Toronto Maple Leafs in the standings. I'm worried, guys. I'm really worried that as much as the strategy panned out in the long run, it's not going to, and that maybe, you know, those sweeping changes in terms of just having people in the lineup for a reason rather than just going with all skill, kind of like we have now. Back to the sim, and hopefully Rask can get us a win here so we don't have to make any changes to the lineup. We didn't do anything, but maybe we should have. It's another loss, a 4-2 loss to the Capitals. We'll give Rask the start against the Rangers, almost because we have no choice at this point. We do get a trade offer from the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of our recently drafted prospects, for a 3rd round pick. We'll certainly have to take a look at this. Only projected to be an AHL top 6 forward. I'm gonna guess that's incorrect. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he is a 3rd round pick himself. I'm not sure, obviously, what region we scouted him out of. He is Russian, so I would guess Russia. It's tough to say because, again, that potential is so low, but it could very well be accurate. Again, Travis Raymond kind of switched. You know, I think I'm just going to hold on to him for now. I think I'm going to hold on to him and see if he really pans out to be anything. We beat the Rangers 5-1, so that's not too bad. We are going to go with Malcolm Subban again. We are in second place. Toronto has leapfrogged us and Detroit to get there. Oh, man, I still feel like maybe sweeping changes need to be made. Like, we should maybe trade away certain guys. There aren't really too many lineup changes we can really go with. Everything or everyone is kind of in a similar point bracket aside from the people on the top line. So let's give this next game against Philly to Malcolm Subban. If he gets the win, we'll keep him there, and he doesn't, he loses 2-1. We fall to 18, 10, and 6. This is certainly not the way I expected this to go at all. This is a tremendous disappointment for a team that started off so fucking hot, for a team where we had 2 Vezina contending goaltenders. I'm not even sure if they would be in the running at this point. Let's have Rask here against the Carolina Hurricanes. Can we please get a win? We do. 4-2. We're just going to keep going with the strategy of riding the hot hand in terms of goaltending. Game against New Jersey. Can we get another win? We can't. We lose 3-1. I guess we'll just keep it going. Sim this Buffalo game. We haven't even switched out our goaltenders. Just so ridiculous. We get a win against Buffalo. Let's just keep this going. Maybe we can finish off the month on a hot streak, and we can't. Another loss. This time again to the Florida Panthers, who have given us trouble all season. We're still in second place. We're still battling. Everyone is extremely close, 1 through at least 6, with 20 wins apiece. So we're still competitive, but we're just not tearing teams apart like we were early on in the season. So that's certainly frustrating. We'll put Malcolm Subban back in. So actually, I'm going to move Shen and Demirs up to the second. They're doing all right this season. Let's get them a little bit more ice time and just keep going with the sim here, guys. We still got a long way to go, but I'm waiting to see if this team turns around. They have to turn the corner and get back to their winning ways, and hopefully they can do it against Carolina. We do, with an overtime win. That moves us into January, and we'll just sim these, we'll just sim the next week, and we'll do it live here. Why not? Most of this episode's been live anyway. A win, or excuse me, a loss, and will it be 3? No, we beat the Florida Panthers. Not exactly what we're looking for. We'll give Subban this next game, and then we're going to go with Rask for the next couple. We'll do the scouting assignment here really quick as well, although I'm very tempted probably towards the draft to maybe just start trading away draft picks if we really need to. It's a shootout loss to Washington, and this terrible stretch continues. Alex Kokochev down to an 81 overall. I just cannot get him to fucking do anything. Just he's one of those players in this game. I don't know why they assigned him that personality trait, but he is just one of those players that does nothing but complain and complain and complain, and it's getting pretty damn frustrating. I did see, though, that he has good chemistry with Josh Bailey, so maybe it would be worth a shot to pair up him and Bailey. I know in the past we kind of experimented with that. It didn't work out tremendously, but then again, what we're doing right now isn't exactly working out tremendously. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. Here are the lines we are going to roll with, and this is a drastic departure. Yes, it is simply based off the morale system, but again, a lot of these guys, and I could waste time showing you, but just trust me on this one, a lot of these guys are very similar in point totals. So on the first line, we have Nieto, Bergeron, and Zarnik. Very interesting dynamic, though. You have the proper left and right-handed shots on the sides. It'll be interesting to see if Matt Nieto can live up to it now that he is playing with skill guys. Second line's a little bit of a concern. We don't have a natural center. No one's really that great at face-offs, but with that much offensive firepower between those 3 guys, they should be putting up plenty of points. Face-off should not be a concern. Third line This is just a piss you off line. Marchand, Brian Boyle, and Michael Chaput. Then on the fourth line, we have Josh Bailey with Koklachev and Griffith. Koko's starting to struggle. I don't get why he was unhappy. He was on the first line pretty much the whole time, but now he is the main man on his line. We will see what will happen. And on the defensive core, I'm just doing one change. Hedman is now playing with Hamonic. A little bit questionable about that move, but I'm willing to give it a try. And then Morrow with Torrey Krug, Shannon Demers are going to stick together. So these are the lines we are rolling with. Changes have to happen. We have to start stringing together wins. The month of January is going to be absolutely huge for us. Tuukka Rask is in net for us against Detroit, and we lose in overtime to start it off. Almost no surprise there. Let's go up now against San Jose. We lose in overtime again. I mean, I guess the one benefit is that if we have to lose, it's at least in overtime. But still, this team is struggling. We only have one win this month. We get a second one, though, against the Minnesota Wild. And that's why I was willing to make these changes, because simply put, we were struggling regardless. So if those struggles continued with the lineup changes, it didn't really matter too much. But we do get now our second 3-2 win, our second consecutive 3-2 victory. We'll keep rolling now with Rask after the All-Star game, which is of course completely irrelevant. But now we have some Eastern Conference games. We get an overtime win against New Jersey. We'll just keep it rolling, starting to win some games. First 3-game winning streak I can remember in a long time. It's up to 4 games, a shootout win against the Montreal Canadiens. So a back-to-back trips to overtime. Let's see now, can we get another win against another Eastern Conference team? It's the New York Islanders, and we do. It's a 4-3 win. We're back into first place. We have games at hand, 2 games at hand to be exact, over the Ottawa Senators. Everyone's getting involved, everyone's providing, and let's see if that can continue. Final game of January against the Chicago Blackhawks, and it's another victory, this time again in overtime. That is a ridiculous 6 wins in a row after starting off January with 5 losses in our first 6 games. So absolutely unbelievable turnaround after making those lineup changes. It didn't pay immediate dividends. So here we go. The month of February will probably stop after the Minnesota game. Give ourselves some wiggle room before continuing on up to the trade deadline. So of course you guys can get your feedback. The winning streak does come to an end. A 2-1 loss in overtime, though, to the Nashville Predators. So we will go with Malcolm Subban. He'll finally get some playing time. It was an insane run from Tuukka Rask, and Subban's going to have to do something great here to avoid us just simply putting Rask back into the net. So let's see what will happen. Hosting the Vancouver Canucks, will we get that big game? It's a 4-2 win. Not too bad. Of course, we're going to put Rask back in anyway. And let's roll now. We play the Calgary Flames. We get another 4-2 win, so back-to-back 4-2 wins. Let's go ahead and sim up to the Vancouver game. We'll put Subban back in at that point. If Rask struggles in these games, we'll just keep rolling with Subban, but that's not happening. We are still absolutely rolling right now. To hell with the scouting assignment, because our draft picks aren't going to matter, and we do end up losing 4-0 to the Anaheim Ducks, but a 32-15-10 record as we approach trade deadline day. We are still first place in the standings. It's looking good, guys. It's looking really good. I will give you, of course, a quick look at the statistics before we move on, but let's see here what Malcolm Subban can do. If he gets this win, we might just roll with him. And, you know, I think we'll roll with him. We'll just go with him for now. We'll put in Rask against Minnesota, but let's give Subban some time. He has gotten us back-to-back wins so far. Can he get us 3 in a row? He cannot. It is a 7-2 loss, so that is kind of a kick in the ass, that whenever we actually lose a game, we end up getting the shit kicked out of us. But let's go ahead, put Rask in. We'll sim this last game and then take a look at the stats. We've kept the lines completely the same ever since we have changed them up. It's been working for us, shockingly. Going with people on lines that actually have chemistry with one another is somehow working for us. It didn't work the first time we experimented with it, but perhaps it's because the people on these lines are actually similar type players. So here we go. It's the last game of the sim, Tuukka Rask against the Minnesota Wild. It's a 3-1 win, and that is where we will cut this off, at least in terms of the sim. We are in first place in the Eastern Conference. David Pastrnak is leading our team in points, but right now we are 4 points over the Toronto Maple Leafs, but unfortunately they are right there in terms of, Jesus, we've played 5 more games. We've played more games than anyone else in the conference, so that's not a safe lead, having played 61 games in Toronto, being 5 games behind us. Detroit, 4 games behind us, so I don't expect us to keep that lead. The odds Toronto only goes 2 wins in their next 5 games is probably pretty slim, but for now we can at least say we are the best team in the NHL and have easily played the most games, 2 points above Nashville and only 1 point above Nashville, 2 more games played. So that's an interesting little marker, but hey, to be able to say that we're top of the league right now is pretty damn cool. And we'll take a look at the team individually, of course, going with goaltenders, and right now it's been dead even, guys. It's been a straight tandem. 36 games for Subban, 32 games for Rask. Amazingly similar stats, proving to me that we could very well just trade Tuukka Rask and roll with Malcolm Subban, although Rask has gotten the majority of our wins in the past couple of weeks. 36 games for Subban, 202 goals against, a 936 save percentage. Rask with 32 games, a 206 goals against, and a 932 save percentage. So both guys have been amazing for us. As far as points goes now for our defensemen, no one amazing. Torrey Krug, 13 assists, but again, I'm pretty happy. We only have one defender who is a minus player right now. That's Joe Morrow. You would kind of expect it since he's not too great with the, I was going to say not too great with the puck. His senses is really low. His shot's kind of average, and he's not really a physical player. He is 25 years old, though, at an 85 overall. So I am glad to see that he is doing well. We won't really look, maybe we'll look at the AHL. Maybe we'll do that at the end. David Pastrnak leading our team in points, 38 points. His line mate, Radim Verbata, with 37, and Seth Griffith with 25. But again, morale is an issue for him because him and Kovalchev, just no matter what the hell I do, just refuse to stop complaining. Michael Bodker's up to 29 points, which is a nice little rebound for him, leading our left wings. Brad Marchand at 21, Nieto at 19, and Bailey at 19. 3 goals, but 16 assists. That's a pretty crazy stat line. And at center, 36 for Bergeron, 34 for Zarnik, 33 for Kovalchev, but of course the morale is an issue. 25 for Michael Chaput, and 14 for Brian Boyle. So really the same questions remain while we are winning, and I have a feeling most people would point towards just see how this team goes. And maybe, you know, if you get to the playoffs, just see what happens there and then kind of blow it up, come to like the big decisions with Rask and Subban at the draft. But the big question is too, if we were to acquire somebody, if we were going to look to acquire somebody, do we get rid of a current roster player, because as it is, that guy will be losing a spot, or do we trade some of our prospects? Again, we do have some amazing prospects, even just down here in the AHL alone. Blake Spears, who we just signed as a free agent, is already up to a 79 overall, which is fucking insane. He is right now already into the Kovalchev and Zarnik role from when we first started this series. He's right in the same bracket. That was an incredible pickup for us. 30 points in 49 games. We have Harkins, who is up to a 76 overall. His point total isn't that amazing, which kind of sucks considering he is a playmaker and not a two-way, but still, he is making some good progress. Left wing, Anton Bleed, Taylor Lier, both up to 22 points in the season and 79 overall. Anthony Camaro still a 77. Paquin Boudreau, a little bit nervous that he's only at a 75 right now. Jake DeBrusk, guys, is up to an 80 overall. We could very well just move out certain people and have him be our second line left wing next season. That's not exactly out of the realm of possibility. You look at his puck skills, his shooting, his skating is incredible. He's just about ready, guys. Next season might be it for him. Brian Ferlin only a 76. Hosang up to a 78. Zev Polofs to a 78. Tyler Randall at an 80. And Zach Senshin at a 75 as well. Defense, Arneson's up to an 82. We could move a defender out if we wanted to, but pretty much everyone on the defensive core is doing amazing. Colin Miller stuck at a 77. He could very well be a trade piece. He hasn't made any progression in a long time. Brendan Carlo up to a 77. Wickstrand at a 79. Lozon 77. And Jared Hauff at a 75. And goaltenders, Ludovic Weber again, 79 overall. If we do move Rask or Subban at the draft for whatever, we could do picks, we could do a big name, Ludovic Weber will be the backup. That's already decided. He's making some amazing progress. So that is it, guys, for this episode. I thank you very much for watching. We got a lot out of the way. We started off really slow, but really started to turn it on down the stretch. We are currently in first place, even just barely, due to the amount of games we've played. We have 21 games left to go. I see no reason to blow this team up, but again, it's just who do we add? We should probably add on the forward core. Defensive core is really pretty stacked, with 84 being our lowest overall. But again, if we acquire somebody, number one, who should we look to acquire? I would go through all the overalls, but just should we look to acquire someone more on the third line? Just really give me an overall bracket. And obviously, anybody 88 or higher, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get. And certainly, what do we do? Do we give up primarily prospects, or do we give up at least one roster player in the middle of that? Because we do have some guys in the AHL who could probably step up into this lineup right now. So I thank you all very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what we should do. Leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.